Aaron's.
Here.
Snyder.
Here.
Fessler.
Here.
Taylor.
Here.
Winman.
Here.
Wynn.
Here.
And Wilson.
Okay, we'll consider approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's.
Second.
Second by Fessler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries all ayes. Now we'll consider approval of last month's minutes.
So moved.
Moved by Wynn.
Second.
Second by Snyder. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of approval of last month's minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries all ayes. Item 5 is a public hearing request by Riverview Plaza Investment LC for the approval of the rezoning from C2 and CPUD1 and amended preliminary plat and amended PUD1, PUDA site plan, a CPDB site plan, and a final plat for Riverview Plaza Part 2. Does anyone wish to address the commission on this topic? Any written comments?
No.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Consider approval of the rezoning.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's.
Second.
Second by Taylor. Hey, Jim?
Actually, this is what's, that's really confusing up on the screen, but that's the latest thing we've gotten here. What we've done is, tract 1 of rezoning on the bottom, you can see that's where the first building is already sitting. It's already basically on that, and then up a little to the north. What we're rezoning here is the lot that Lebeda Mattress sits on. When this was originally done, they hadn't acquired Lebeda Mattress, so Lebeda was still, when all this other was zoned to a PUD1, that wasn't, because of course it wasn't part of the project. Now it is. They've acquired that, so they're adding that from C2 zoning, which it presently is, to the CPUD1 that already exists. So that's what the rezoning is for.
Okay. Any questions or discussion on the rezoning? Okay, we'll move to vote on the rezoning. All in favor of the rezoning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries all aye. Okay, now we'll consider approval of the amended preliminary plat.
So moved.
Moved by Snyder.
Second.
Second by Wynn. Any discussion, Jim? Preliminary plat?
No, this is a preliminary plat as well, so it's actually just adding the Lebeda Mattress to the building right there, to number 2, or the second phase of the subdivision. So we've had the original lot number 1, we've had the original lot number 2, they were all there, and lot number 3, I'm sorry. And in the future, lot number 3 will actually be amended to include the mechanical shop, or actually right now what they do is they park their concrete trucks. Hawkeye parks their concrete trucks. So the preliminary plat at this time, however, only addresses additional Lebeda Mattress property.
So that building will come out and make way for the new building?
Lebeda?
Yes.
Yes, it's come down, because the new building goes all the way up to 4th Street there on the north, pretty much all the way up to 4th Street on the north. Along with this plat, I'm sorry, you can see that it says 8-foot proposed permanent access easement. That's something that we've acquired on the north right there to widen out 4th Street. 4th Street, as you know now, is one-way east to west. So at this point, if we get that, I think the plan is eventually to make it a two-way street, make it two-way traffic. So with that added easement.
Any further discussion or questions on the amended preliminary plat? Okay, we'll move to a vote. All in favor of the amended preliminary plat, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries all aye. Now we'll consider approval of the amended PUD1 and PUDA site plan. Anything different on this, Jim?
Once again, we're just, building number 2 has increased in size. Building number 2 is in the neighborhood, I think, of another 3,000 square feet or something in size with the addition of the Lebeda Mattress property. When we first looked at this, it's actually about 3,200 square feet bigger. When we first looked at this, it was the same. We had the building there, but it didn't include the Lebeda Mattress, and it was basically a smaller footprint on phase number 2 or lot number 2 here. Now, as you can see, it goes up to take in the Lebeda Mattress building. So it's basically going to be the same as the first building. The architecture is all the same as the first building was. It's first floor commercial, and then the other 3 floors are residential uses. There's no difference at all. All it does is make a difference in the size of the building. It increases the square footage we have in residential as well as commercial. And parking, we're going to be a little short of parking until we get the whole thing done, until they do building number 3, because as you can see, this goes over there and doesn't quite take in the parking just to the east of building number 3, so, which we will, all of the parking that you're seeing here is included in the whole site plan, but when it's all done and developed, we'll be okay. So, that's all I have on it.
How long will it take then for that process to happen? Like, how long will the parking be short?
This is supposed to happen 18 and be done in 19. I don't know if there is a 2020 says. I think it's all done in 2020. Yeah.
So for like a year?
Spring of 19, spring of 2020. I think we'll be okay, even if it's all built out, because it's kind of a combination of commercial and residential. And I think, you know, some of the residential won't be used during the day when the commercial is being used and things like that. So I think we'll be all right on parking. If not, we'll just have to address it. If it becomes a real problem, they're just going to have to address it if they have to go ahead and put more parking in or whatever. But I think we'll be all right.
Any further discussion on the site plan? Oh, we had a motion was,
I need a motion on that.
oh, we didn't have a motion to approve the site plan? I'm sorry, I thought we did that for discussion.
So moved.
Moved by Taylor,
Second.
second by Fessler. Any further discussion then? Okay, all in favor of the site plan, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries all ayes. Now we'll consider approval of the final plat.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Snyder. Any discussion on the final plat? Anything different here, Jim?
No.
So they've got some demolition to get started on down there, three buildings?
That to do.
Okay, any further discussion on the approval of the final plat? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries all ayes. Item 6 is a public hearing by Shoe Show Crystal Green for the approval of an amended PUDA site plan for Coral Ridge Mall. Does anyone wish to speak to the commission on this submittal? Okay, we will close the public hearing and consider approval of the amended PUDA site plan.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Snyder. Discussion? Jim?
This is hard to see. I think if you go to the next slide, Scott, it'll be a lot more. But what we're looking at here is this is actually the location. Now it's a location of Right Stop, Build-A-Bear, those buildings right now. Originally, it was part of, well, it was the Country Buffet building. And as you see on the right there, that's the entrance to the south end of Coral Ridge Mall off of the parking lot. And then, of course, further on to the east, you have Old Navy. So what this shoe show or this shoe company has purchased that part of the mall, or they're leasing that part of the mall. And what they want to have is an outside entrance. There's no outside entrance there at this point. So this is what we're amending it for, is to amend the PUDB site plan to show the additional of the outside entrance, much like we amended it when the building of Marshalls and all of those went in. But this store wanted to possibly have different hours than the mall proper has. And the mall proper doesn't allow people to be open earlier or later if their only entrance is through the mall. So if they want to be open longer hours, then they need their own outside entrance. So that's what this request is for. There was some landscaping in front of this building because there wasn't a door here before. It was basically windows. That they're taking around the corner and putting that around the corner. So we're not losing the landscaping. It just doesn't fit here anymore with the sidewalk and the pedestrian traffic and the in and out of the doors that we're going to have now. So this is a request by that company and the mall itself, actually, in order to get this. As you could see, the outside the building isn't changing at all. It had windows in it, but now the windows are going to change, and we've got a door there, an entrance there. The peak of the building and where the shoe department Encore sign is, that hasn't changed. It was there before. So.
And there's still a mall entrance in that corridor?
They are still going to have a mall entrance as well, but when we're working through our way through the plan, we're going to have to figure out how people can use that for an exit, but people can't get in that way. So that's something we'll have to work out, because the mall will not let them enter out of the mall proper when they're not open for business.
Yeah. probably. Okay, any further discussion on this site plan? Okay, we'll move to vote. All in favor of approval of site plan, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries all ayes. Item 7 is request by Grand Rail Development for the approval of final plat of Bridgewater subdivision Part 4. We'll consider motion of approval of final plat.
So moved.
Moved by Taylor.
Second.
Second by Aaron's. Discussion? Jim?
This is actually lot 61, 62, and 63, outlot E and outlot F. It's basically the southern portion of Bridgewater. Yeah, you can pull that colored one up. I think Scott had this one done, so we could tell what was part 4 and 3 and 2, and part 1. Part 1 was Grand Living. Part 2 was everything that was blue. Part 3 was up in the top corner where you see the townhomes. And you have the Brotherton Rental Agency, and you have Urban Acres Real Estate there now. And actually, they're getting ready to add some parking lot to the Lansing Funeral Home. And we got a recent submittal this month for a building on the rest of that lot. So, but anyhow, right now we're looking at the red area or part 4. And so part 4, on lot 61, there's 11 fourplex townhomes. And then you can see the 236 townhomes down in the bottom there that back up and parallel Interstate 80. So that's lot 61. Lot 62 that we're looking at in this plat will have 4 fourplexes and a 3-plex townhome. And lot 63 is the site of where they want to do what they call the towers. Right now, we've seen a proposal for 2 towers there, tall multifamily buildings. And you have outlot F, which is the detention pond or the lake that's there. That's on an outlot now, which will be, I guess this doesn't show the outlots, but that's outlot F. And so that will be under a homeowners association taken care of. And then there's an outlot E that's actually down there. I think it's on the bottom, but it's just a smaller outlot right there. And outlet E is reserved for a vent shaft from an underground mining tunnel that possibly that River Products has a right to mine underneath that problem. And as they build their tunnels back further and further in, they need to get vent shafts. So that's what outlet E is for.
Okay. And the street and utilities will go back there as they start to develop?
Yes. Yep.
So Jim, I'm going to ask, as we're looking at this, I know the biggest concern with the neighbors was those 4 towers that they wanted to put up there and the amount of, the number. When we're doing this, we're only agreeing to the platting, not the actual letting them, the site plan to build 4 towers there.
You probably will
Because
see a
I think
site
that was a
plan.
major concern on the number of units in the density in that area.
I don't think it's going to be 4 anymore. I think it's just 2 now.
Now, they got 4 on there. but-
Yeah, well, yeah, this is.
I know,
yeah.
but that's what I'm saying.
Well,
In the
this is
future, we'll be
an
able
old-
to, I honestly, I was with them. I think that's a very high density to put 4, even 2 towers up there. It really ran the density up in that area. That's all platting it is not a problem, but, I just want to know that I'm not agreeing to these 2 towers right now.
You're not agreeing to anything but the plat now.
Yeah, there was
I mean-
the 2 areas, I think, Lynn, that one and then the bottom left-hand corner where the 36 plex is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the towers are over on this side
Yeah.
over here that were, 8 stories high. And
Yeah, there's the 2 issues.
the neighbors were very concerned about the density of that and how tall they were and what they were.
In the early versions, wasn't there a couple more large apartment buildings down there in that southwest corner too?
There were
still there.
more 36 units
Oh,
than
yeah.
there are now, yes. Yeah. And they took some of those out of there and replaced them with townhomes.
Okay. Okay. Any further discussion before we vote on the final plat? All in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion carries all ayes. Yeah. Anything for next month yet, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We have several things for next month. We probably will have about a 6-item agenda or something in the neighborhood of that. They just keep coming
Rolling
in,
in.
so we'll have several items next month.
Dwayne, you gotta work a little slower.
So, yeah, it'll be,
Okay.
if everything gets to P and Z, yeah, it'll be a longer agenda.
Okay, well, we'll consider motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's.
Second.
Second by, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.